What's harder, getting jacked, this sort of jacked,
Right. Yeah.
after 35, or starting an online business, a successful online business?
I guess that's a tough one, but it's like one of them, how long is a piece of string? Because it's like previous experience, what's the online business? There's so many variables.
Everyone's starting from zero. Everything's zero. I'm this skinny little 35-year-old, never lifted a weight in my life, and I've never worked online in my life. So starting from base level, what's harder?
I'd say starting a business personally, because like getting in shape, the basics work regardless of what age you're at, especially if you've never lifted weights, you're going to get beginner gains regardless of what age you're at. Yes, you could argue things like testosterone's declining past 35, all of that, you're not in your peak, but the basics work, good sleep, hydration, quality nutrition, like you can teach that quite easily. Starting an online business, there's so many variables that like, it's hard. There's so many more things that you have to think about in a deep context than just like the basics, even though in all things business, the basics work as well. But if you are a one-man band in an online business, you're the marketing, you're the accountant, you're the person that has to, the face of the business, you're the personal brand. There's so many moving parts that I'd say that's definitely harder.
Okay, so you for me, the reason I asked that question is I am 35. I used to be jacked in my UFC days and fighting days, and I worked out today in December, it'll be 3 years since I had my last fight, and my life has just gone like this in 3 years because I've been focusing so much on everything you just said about business, all the becoming the marketer, becoming the accountant, creating the content, understanding where you got to go, and putting all this energy and effort into becoming a good businessman or trying to be a good businessman, that it's really affected the health side quite badly, because I was under the impression as an ex-professional athlete that you just stay in shape, because I've always been in shape. And my brother used to tell me this thing, you got to do 10,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps
Infamous
a day.
10K steps.
Yeah. And he would say this to me and I would laugh at him and think, that is gay. Like, I'm not doing 10,000 steps. Why? Just go to the gym more, bro. It's fine. Because all I did every day was go to the gym, train, work out, live a very healthy life, weight cut, all that sort of stuff. My whole life was consumed by fighting, which was fitness related. So now I've veered off that and started focusing on these other things. I've started to gain weight slowly, and looked at myself the last couple of weeks and been like,
fuck this moment. Like,
how the fuck did I get here? Because I used to be 8% body fat, supreme athlete. At one point in my life, I used to run 3 miles in under 16 minutes, so very, very fast. Like I could do the 5-minute mile, I could do all that sort of stuff. I ran a very fast 100 meters time. Now I don't even think I could do 5K. I'm not even joking. I don't think I could do a 3-mile run.
I know what you're saying when you've not done it in a while.
It's I feel ridiculous. So for me now, I'm really focusing, and this podcast is all about me. You might think it's about you being on as a guest, but it's not.
It's about how you can take from us.
It's all about me being selfish.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a parasite stealing information. And I'm 35 and I want to get back in shape. So what do I need to do?
Well, before we get to what you need to do, there's 2 angles of looking at back to your original question. Which one's harder, right? And there's 2 ways people usually reach out for me. So I only work with busy men or business owners, right? And they're in either one or 2 camps. You're either moving away from pain or you're moving towards pleasure. And you need to decide, for you to be able to understand which one's more important. Is the discomfort and the pain of being out of shape more important to you? Is that pain outweigh the pleasure of becoming a more successful businessman and financial? Because the way I look at all my clients is through 3 lenses: the person, the physique, and the profession. Because you can't usually have one without the other being in sync in some way or another. So for you going, okay, I want to get in shape, it's like a juggling act. It's not a case of, I don't believe in balance. And this is something a lot of, I think, guys get wrong, is they think, okay, I need to be able to spend time on business. I need to be able to exercise more effectively. I need to be able to show up in my personal relationships, right? Be emotionally stable for my family, all of that stuff. But it's not a balanced situation. It's okay, what's more important at the time? Because you're going to go through seasons of cycles of what is the priority. So that's why I'm saying, like, okay, is the pain of where you're at with the physique side of stuff right now the most important thing? Because if it is, then it's really easy to focus on, because you can structure your life around prioritizing that, and it just comes down to priorities. Does that make sense?
100%, and I think that's what you just described my life. So the priority of my life when I was fighting was that. Then I've had a 3-year cycle of focusing on business, and the priority has been money in. I need the money. Where's the money? I don't care if I'm the unhealthiest man alive. I need to make money, because my whole identity was around being a fighter, and that's how I made income. Then I gave that up, I still need the income, you know what I mean? So I'm there now. But I've had this discussion. You know, I'm not an idiot when it comes to physical fitness. I pretend to be. But I understand all of that. And I think I am now there where the most important thing to me right now is my physical condition. I'm not worried about, I said, getting jacked. I'm not worried about looking the part. I just don't want to be out of shape. I'm not like looking to become, we talk about Mike Thurston all the time because he's got the perfect physique. I'm not looking to become Mike Thurston. I just don't want to be embarrassing, you know? And I know that's my focus now. So I'd say I'm already there on that part.
Yeah, I think for you, it's like when we're talking about prioritizing a certain area, say like that person, the physique, the profession, like you're now wanting to push towards the physique side of stuff, right? Because on a professional level, you've got some kind of stability there. So you now have the capacity to be able to push, but it's about, for busy guys and business owners that I work with, it's not about just then taking your foot off the gas in the other areas. It's just about, okay, well, how do we now structure things so that you have the space and the capacity to prioritize that? And that's going to look so different for everyone. So without, you know, it's like one of the old infamous question, how long is a piece of string? It's looking at you as an individual and going, okay, well, where's most of your energy spent? What can you realistically commit to in terms of movement? You know, the infamous 10K steps, it's bullshit. But very few of my clients get 10K steps in. And it's like, if you want to not have to go on a fucking 2-hour walk every day, you're going to have the discipline to cut back in some areas, and that's probably going to be nutrition. So for a lot of the busy guys that I work with from a nutritional standpoint, okay, well, if you can't get as much movement in and we have to pull your nutrition back, how can we do that? Okay, if you're working big working blocks first thing in the day, do you need to eat sat at a desk? So there's a term that I learned from a nutritionist, good friend of mine, Chris Lowe, when I first started working with him, is give the body what it needs when it needs it. If you're sat at a fucking desk and you're not moving, do you need a big bowl of porridge? Do you need a big meal? Probably not. Can you just have a black coffee and, you know, intermittent fasting, it's not magic, but pushing your first meal back, that eating window, does that allow you to consume less total calories over the space of the day because you've got your big work block done? You can then enjoy food with your family or clients in the evening. That kind of stuff, it's just about like thinking about what does your actual life look like? How do you want it to look? What are you prepared to sacrifice? And then just start plugging things in from there.